to bash rich people. He likes to bash those who are successful, likes to bash the so-called 1%. That is, unless you're a big donor of his. Okay, so crony capitalism and corporate welfare is fine if you've been a big donor. Solyndra got $534 million of your money and they went bankrupt. Who owns Solyndra? 20th richest man in the world, big donor of the president. A billionaire got a $500 million loan from you. Do you think he really is sincere that he's going after the 1% when he's taking your money and he's giving it to the 1% in loans? Do you know who approved the Solyndra loan? $500 million loan. You know who approved it? He's married to the Solyndra attorney. Solyndra's attorney that negotiated the $500 million loan is married to someone in the Department of Energy who helped approve the loan. Anybody heard of the Kennedy family? They got $1.8 billion. I'm guessing they're in the 1%, okay? $1.8 billion loan for a company called BrightSource. Now, I don't do high finance, but we've got some finance majors. I'll let you tell me this. Their gross revenue is $13 million. And they got a $1.8 billion loan. They're in the slow cycle right now of going bankrupt. We've had 4 or 5 other companies go bankrupt. Why? Because the president thinks he's smarter than all of you. You are the marketplace. Every time you go out and you buy something at Walmart, you decide who succeeds. With your purchases, you decide the prices. He just said, I'm going to make a whole industry out of something that's not profitable, solar panels. And I'm going to do it by rewarding rich people with loans from regular people. It's inexcusable, and you shouldn't let the demagoguery sit. You shouldn't let it be out there that he somehow cares about the regular folks and is going to go after those rich folks. He's taking money from regular folks and giving it to the rich folks through crony capitalism, through corporate welfare. Now, do both parties do it sometimes? Yes. Some of the Department of Energy loans came from Republicans as well. I will oppose it no matter who's doing it. But ultimately, this election for me is about something very fundamental about our country. It's about the American dream. And I think we have 2 different belief systems. We have 2 different visions of where the American dream goes or comes from. I think the American dream is not where you are now. It's where you want to go. And it's, do you believe that you're stuck where you are, or do you believe that there is a future for you? Do you believe that if you work hard, it makes a difference? Do you believe that if you go to class and make straight A's, you'll do better than if you make straight F's? I don't think it's random who succeeds. Now, there will be some in your class that will make straight F's and be a millionaire. Prove me wrong. But merit is based on your work. It is based on how hard you try. How smart you are is how hard you work for the most part. Do we believe in that merit-based idea or philosophy, or do we just think things are random and ought to be redistributed by somebody who's smarter than we are? Somebody who lives in Washington and sets up a committee to say, I think some people everybody should have 1 car instead of some people having 3 cars and some people having no cars. We want some master planner that's going to redistribute the wealth. Or do we really believe in the American dream? The numbers are staggering. One of the greatest things about our country is the mobility. 60% of Americans born in the bottom 20%, born into poverty, will climb up the ladder of success and leave poverty behind. 60%. There are people in this room who can tell you either they did it or their parents did it. They came from nothing and they succeeded. The question is, do you want a handout or a hand up? And these are different philosophies. We've given away 11 million cell phones, over $1 billion worth of cell phones. I laughingly say in Kentucky it used to just be a bottle of whiskey. Now it's a cell phone for your phone. But the thing is, do you think people are ultimately more happy with that cell phone, 250 minutes? They're happy for a while, but are they getting anywhere? Are they getting out of poverty? Are they getting the self-worth that you get from having a job and earning a living? I think with the hand that gives you the hand out, the other hand's keeping you down because you're only good to them as long as you're dependent. The difference in dreams between President Obama and Governor Romney is we want you to realize the self-worth of having your own job. We want millions of new people to have jobs, but we know it happens in the private sector. The president might stand up here and say the same thing. He wants everybody to have jobs too. He doesn't want everybody to have a handout. But that's not reflective in his policies. The other thing is it's not reflective in his understanding that jobs have to come from the private sector. Milton Friedman put it really well when he said, nobody spends someone else's money as wisely or frugally as they spend their own. That's why you want to minimize government. Government doesn't do anything very well. It's not that government is inherently stupid, although it's a debatable point. It's that they don't get the right signals. Why does government make bad decisions? If I go and borrow $100,000 and start a pizza parlor, every night I'm going to worry about paying it back. Every day I'm going to worry about trying to minimize my costs and make a profit in my pizza restaurant. But if I spend $10 trillion on something from government, you don't worry about it. It's not your money. And it's such a large number, nobody could. So government never has the right kind of signals or care about your money. You care about it more, but it's also more productive if it's left with you. When Thomas Paine said that government is a necessary evil, what he meant by that is every ounce of government you get, you give up an ounce of freedom. That doesn't mean we don't have government. We're going to have roads. We're going to have schools. We're going to have the judiciary. There's a lot of things we need government for. But when we get to a question of should government be in the car business or should government be in the banking business, we should ask, is government very good at any kind of business? I think the dream is fundamentally different between President Obama and Governor Romney. I also think that what we've gotten out of President Obama hasn't worked. 23 million people are out of work. Gas prices have doubled. Food prices are rising. But more than anything else, more people are becoming dependent. They're being put into this category of dependency, and I think you lose hope. I think your hope is, and your self-worth comes from having a job. That only comes by liking people in business, by encouraging the private sector. So when you go out and you make your decision this year, I hope you'll think long and hard about your futures. As Andy said, you'll be looking for jobs. You'll be looking to buy a house. Right now, our government is so large and so onerous that it is an enormous drag. Some people say the debt is costing 1 million jobs a year. We're borrowing $50,000 every second. It's a burden, and it's being passed on to you by your parents. So think long and hard. Get out there, make a decision, and if you decide, like me, that the best hope for our country is to move forward with Governor Romney, get out there and work, because it's going to be very close. Thank you very much.